Sorry, Coach, Kent Youngblood here from the Star Tribune. We talked about this a little bit before the prior couple of games, but can you just talk about the benefit of just having these games down the stretch of the season and what you might have learned about your team that you didn't know when the Big Ten tournament ended?
Well, I think that's a great question, Kent. And I believe this, including the Big Ten tournament, we've now been able to be in, I think it's 6 straight games that are kind of win or go home type of games. And that's a great opportunity for us to learn how to play in that type of environment. Since the Big Ten tournament, we've had 2 of those at home in this tournament, which was awesome. We had 2 on the road in very challenging environments at Wyoming and Troy, and that was really good for us. And now we get a neutral site, so we're going to kind of get the full gamut of experiences. So we've learned how to play aggressively on the road, how to play in pressure situations. We're working through that. We've done a good job so far. We're learning to play against different styles of play, which has been really good for us. We've had extra bonding time on the road since we've been on the road for a while together now. And so all of those are really positive experiences for our young ladies. And it's been neat to see our group really rally and have some fun while we're doing this.
At least a couple of those games that you played in, you've had to really kind of come together in the fourth quarter and put together a strong finish to games. Just in terms of, especially on the road, winning games like that. Is that something that moves forward to next year with the young team?
It is something that we've had a chance to do that. We saw that a little bit earlier in our season. We did it at home, but it shouldn't be different on the road, but it feels different when you're on the road. And so to be able to have those experiences is something certainly to draw back upon later on, but also, certainly moving into this game, playing against a really good team. And I know we'll talk about St. Louis in a little bit, but the experience itself is something that is very, very valuable and something that our players have done a great job of not only appreciating, but playing well in those moments.
We talked about it, but the Amaya has just really kind of gone to a different level, really, since the Big Ten tournament started. And she's been kind of the money player for you guys so much during this WNIT run. Can you talk a little bit about her game and where it's gone, and maybe some other players on your team who you feel might have benefited the most from this experience?
Right. Certainly Amaya is someone who, when you say, as you want to become more experienced, right? You want to become more veteran. And the way to do that is to get older and to play in games and have that type of experience. And what we've faced during this stretch too in these tournaments are very, very veteran teams. And this is allowing us some more experience to become veteran ourselves. What does that mean when we talk about players, especially perimeter players, getting older and becoming more experienced? We talk about the game slowing down for them, seeing the game at a new level. And I believe that Amaya is someone who she's playing hard and she's playing fast, but she's also slowing down and recognizing and making different decisions and making decisions under pressure that are really good decisions and making a lot of things happen and wants the ball in her hands, and getting big rebounds for us too at the same time. So she is someone who certainly has benefited down this stretch and in this tournament of the extra game experience, no question. And it's just been really fun to watch her continue to grow, and she continues to ask questions and wants to get better and learn. And so that's been really, really great to see. I think it's been a very valuable tournament for Nia Holloway too. I think Nia has experienced different styles. She's learning to become more aggressive offensively, and we need her to do that. And that's something that is a really big part of her development as well. And I think every player has seen growth. Maggie Sonato has played some great minutes for us. She's really helped us. And I think not only hitting shots, but defending. We saw some really big plays out of her, especially in the Wyoming game, got some big steals. Had a big steal again and deflection. And then Amaya dove on the floor, and we gained a possession and then scored to that possession, against Troy. And every one of those, when you're in a game where you talk about it comes down to 1 or 2 possessions, every one of those possessions matters. So I think she's seen some very, very valuable minutes as well. You and I talked about Grace Grahowski and hitting big shots late in the game. Mallory hires someone who not only hitting big shots, but continues to rebound at a high level. And I think is attacking the rim better than she, really has that we've seen. So I think there's a lot of players right now who are continuing to grow, and that certainly is going to help them moving forward.
And finally, for me, in St. Louis, another veteran team, another team that's with a lot of players that have played a lot. What do you see? I mean, you don't have a lot of time to prepare for them, but what stands out when you look at them on film?
Well, what stands out is that they are they are veteran. They're grad, senior, junior, a sophomore sprinkled in here or there, but they know how to play, they know how to win. They can score the ball at a very efficient level. They have multiple kids that can put it on the floor and get to the rim and be versatile and shoot threes and post up. But I think what they're very disciplined. They have the ability to kind of frustrate teams. They're very smart. They're very disciplined. They're very well coached. But they're really tough. Like Troy, they're a team that really rallies and wins possessions and deflects passes and gets on the floor, and they offensive rebound at a really, really high level. So I think what we're going to face a team that's really, really hot. I think they've won, 10 of their last 11 games, playing at an incredibly high level, have done it on the road, have done it at home. And now we both have a chance to face off on a neutral site, or somewhat neutral. It's neutral for both of us, just a little bit farther away for us, but that's okay. Our fans have to travel a little bit further.
Coach, I apologize if I missed this, but do you have any update on Mara? Is she going to be available to play on Saturday?
Yeah, not very likely at this point in time.
And then just what does it mean to you to be playing for a championship on Saturday, just with the ups and downs that the season has brought you guys in total? Just what does it mean to this group to be able to play for a championship?
Well, the last few weeks of our season have been really great and fun for us. Heading into the Big Ten, tournament, it's short turnaround, and I thought it's a clean slate, and we played really hard and we played really well in stretches. Then after that, we had almost, it was a little over 2 weeks actually before we played again. And so then we were able to take that time and really focus on us and really get back to that aspect of it, because when you're in game prep, you don't have that opportunity to focus on yourself as much as you want. And so that was really, really good for us. And now, as we've seen through this tournament, the WNIT, it's given us an opportunity to continue to grow, to play, to see different styles, to bond, to have different experiences at home, on the road. You're in kind of pressure situations, and you have to perform in those situations while being relaxed and having fun at the same time. And all of that is really, really important for us and for this team, this current team, but also for us moving forward.
Any other questions for Coach?
Yeah, one last one. Any update on Johnson?
Yeah, day to day, but feeling better, so we're hopeful. Keeping our fingers crossed.
Coach, what was the process that ended up in Edwardsville? How did that all play out?
All right, good question. From what I understand, I know we couldn't host it because of the robotics event that's taking place on campus right now. And then we tried to host it in a lot of different places within the Minneapolis area, and there were either different constraints, concerts or different events, or didn't have exactly what was needed from a television standpoint, all those type of things. So tried just as a plethora of different venues within our region to host it. And then I don't know what the exact process was to get it to SIU Edwardsville. But again, we're looking at it this way. We got to play at home. We got to play on the road. Now we have a chance to play in a neutral site. So all of those are really important opportunities for us. And we need to keep working to get better at this point in time of the year.
Last call for Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We've talked a little bit about this in the past, but just, talk about, what, in your opinion, has led to the kind of elevation in your play here down the stretch of the season, and how valuable to you has this tournament been in terms of maybe setting you up for next year?
Yeah, I think any chance a team gets to play postseason, no matter what, it's great experience. We're getting a lot of experience from it, and more opportunity to play, which allows us to grow more together and just like grow our games individually. I think just all the time that my coaches have spent investing in me and like other people has really helped. Also, like I think God has just been blessing me and showing a lot of favor in this postseason. So I gotta definitely give him all the praise and all the glory for him for that. But yeah, just I think this postseason has been really special just for us as a team, be able to keep playing and growing together.
Coach talked about how the game might have slowed down for you a little bit. And while you're still playing at a pace, you're seeing things and making better decisions. Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, if you put it that way, I mean, when I'm on the court, I'm kind of just like out there, just hooping, like mind's kind of clear. I know what I need to know, but mind's kind of clear. But I do see the game slowing down a little bit in certain situations. I do see my decision making improving in certain situations. So definitely see some improvements in that aspect.
Which of the other teammates do you think have benefited the most from this tournament experience?
I think just like I said, just the experience we get to play together. And I know it's been hard because Mara hasn't been able to play. She played in the Pacific game and then the NDSU game, but also us growing without her will allow us to be even greater and better next year because we'll have Mara full strength and we'll have our whole team with all this experience and opportunity to grow and how to learn how to play without her. So I think all of us have just benefited from that in general, and just being able to play postseason again, like we've been getting closer, we've been growing more, and like I feel like all those things that you learn preseason or during the regular season, and it's starting to click now, and so I think that's super valuable too.
Nia's really taken advantage, hasn't she?
Yeah, Nia's been doing great. She had really two really big games in the Big Ten tournament. She had a bunch of really good games in this this tournament. She had that steal in the NDSU game, I want to say, and those free throws. And I know she's had a bunch of other great moments. But yeah, Nia's been doing a great job. I've seen her grown a lot. Very proud of her.
Maya, how much fun has this been for you and your teammates, just in regard to the crazy kind of travel schedule and kind of building chemistry, I suppose, that way?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's kind of like when we first left on Sunday, we were like, oh, it feels like we're going overseas for our European tour. It kind of felt like that. It was I mean, and you're with your team the whole time. There's no one else we can really talk to. So we're all just stuck with it, like in our own bubble, even closer than we would be if we were like on campus or whatever. But yeah, it's been super fun traveling together, a bunch of laughs, a bunch of good times. Been having a great time with them.
And then through this is a little off-topic question with all how crazy the travel has been. Have you had a chance to also follow what Paige Beckers, I know your former high school teammate, has done, and will you get a chance or have any interest in watching that game tonight?
Yeah, I definitely plan. I think we'll be eating dinner because she's the second game, so I should be able to watch the whole second game. But yeah, I've definitely been following her this whole tournament. She's been dominating. She's literally been like scoring, rebounding, getting assists, getting steals, like literally any category in basketball. She's been doing it. She's been dominating. So yeah, I've definitely been following her. I've missed a couple games just because of like travel and my own games and practices, but she's been doing a great job, and I can't wait to see her play tonight.
Amaya, generally when you're playing in early April like this, it means you've made a bit of a run. Obviously, you're playing for a title tomorrow. So just what does that mean? I know you'd rather be playing in the NCAAs, but just what does it mean to you to be playing for a championship tomorrow amidst everything that's happened this season?
Yeah, it means a lot. Looking back, like end of last season when Coach Way was left, and to now, like never thought this would have happened. And then Donnie P came and just seeing like where she's taking us and like where we are now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I was actually just thinking about this. Like it's crazy where we are, but just super proud of this team and super excited. And we've just been wanting to perform and do well for each other. So that's the plan to carry it in on tomorrow on Saturday.
Anything else for Amaya?
One real quick one, Illinois won the WBIT and now Iowa's playing in the Final Four of the NCAA, and you guys are obviously in this game. It's kind of been it's a big week for the Big Ten, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what Soph was saying. She was like, the Big Ten's everywhere right now. And then if Iowa were to win and we were to win, it would be like a Big Ten sweep. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Amaya. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Englert here from the Star Tribune. Amaya was talking about how much different it's been from in the last year. Last year kind of ended on a down note, new coach. And here you are a year later playing for a title. Can you just kind of reflect on how different this year feels at the end than last year?
Yeah. Well, I think for sure this year it's ended like on a higher note. We've made it to the championship and we're ready to win this thing. But I think this year there's just been a lot of ups and downs, but to really just like come out on top and be playing our best at the end of the season, and playing for a championship, it's just an amazing feeling.
What is the biggest, I mean, obviously, everybody would like to be in the NCAA tournament. I'm sure it's your goal in the future going forward, but what can, I guess, what can a young team like yours take from this tournament experience and maybe take forward to next year?
Well, Coach P, she's talked a lot about using this to build momentum for next year. So just using this tournament and then this championship game to ultimately build momentum going into next year. And that'll really help us, help our confidence. And we get more experience playing more games at the end of the year too. So it'll definitely help us and benefit us next year.
Are you a better player than you were when the regular season ended for having gone through this?
Yeah, I feel like the last 2 weeks of practice that we had in between, those were some really great practices. We did a lot of competing against each other, playing one-on-one, and I think that just really helped me grow my game. And then like especially just work on different moves and that kind of thing. So yeah, I feel like I am.
You guys have been able to do this the last few games without Mara. Doesn't look like she'll be able to play tomorrow, but Amaya was talking about how you've gotten here and you won games without her. Just think of what next year will be when everybody's healthy. Do you ever think about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think what we've been able to accomplish even without her on the court has been pretty amazing. But next year when we have like all the pieces together, I think it's just going to be like amazing and we're all going to click. And yeah, we have high hopes for next year.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions for Mallory? All right. Thanks, Mallory. Appreciate it.
Thank you.